The Evolution of Raquelle. Throughout her 62 years in the toy industry, Barbie had made many friends along the way, but no one can have a legacy like Raquelle, Barbie one and only frenemy. With a recent surge in popularity of the show Barbie Life in the Dreamhouse and the specific trend on TikTok, Raquelle is finally getting the attention she deserves. First introduced in the Barbie Diary, many people speculate her character to be a shade-toward rat, just like Rat with a triple chin, an obvious parody of the Barbie brand. But as time goes by, Raquel has proven she was a much more complex and dimensional character than the trio could ever be. In this video, I'll be covering Raquel's character in three of her most memorable roles, while also analyzing some of her outfits and how it symbolized her character. Let's get into it. The Barbie Diary. Like most haiku setting movie in the 2000s, the Barbie Diary also takes a spin from the cult classic Mean Girl, following Barbie's sophomore year as a shy, unpopular teenager who is bullied by her ex-best friend Raquel, the Queen Bee. After a series of bad luck, Barbie got given a charm bracelet that comes with a diary. Believing it was a magic diary, Barbie herself gained more confidence and thus became more popular at school. With her newfound popularity, Barbie began to neglect her friend and started to act differently. Everyone thought to turn against her, but in the end, after making up with her friend and rocking the formal fall, everyone seemed to have their own happy ending. Well, except Raquel. Unlike what most of us associate with Raquel's character, Raquel in the Barbie Diary had strawberry blonde hair and green eyes. And she is now actually the one who makes Barbie life miserable. Despite being the main antagonist, Raquel's motivation in that movie was pretty vague. For example, in Mean Girl, we get to know why Janet and Regina are no longer friends.
For my birthday party, which was an all-girls pool party, I was like, Janice, I can't invite you because I think you're a lesbian. I mean, I couldn't have a lesbian at my party. There are gonna be girls there in their bathing suits. I mean, right? She was a lesbian. So then her mom called my mom and started yelling at her. It was so retarded. And then she dropped out of school because no one would talk to her. When she came back in the fall for high school, all of her hair was cut off and she was totally weird.
Leading to why Janet wanted to take revenge on Regina. But in the Barbie Diary, we never understand why Raquel stopped bullying and stopped being friends with Barbie.
I can't believe you used to be friends with her. Used to be. Like back in 5th grade, before she became Miss I Rule the World. Ugh. She doesn't even care about the news. All she cares about is being popular.
That's not true. She cares about making you feel like dirt.
Why is that? Why does being popular mean you automatically have to make everyone else feel bad about not being popular?
Maybe you should ask Raquel.
Yeah.
There are some hints that she is doing all of this because she was jealous of Barbie, which I highly think is the case. Raquel in the Barbie Diary is most related to the color green, the color of envy. She wore that color the most in the movie, and it wound up to her doll dressed in that color. Overall, we got Raquel's basic characteristics. She is mean, materialistic, and had an obsession with Barbie. Barbie, a fashion fairy tale. Making her comeback in 2010 as Barbie official frenemy, Raquelle now had black hair, most likely to distinguish her from an already long list of redhead Barbie friends. Raquelle would later on have been featured in two more Barbie movies, Barbie, a fashion fairy tale, and Barbie, a fairy secret. Even though Raquel is a minor character with only a few lines in this movie, she still plays a major role. After Barbie got fired and got cancelled on the internet, Barbie was shocked to find out Ken broke up with her on the phone. While actually it was Raquel who played it Ken rehearsal line from a movie script, successfully ruining their relationship.
Raquel?
It was a joke. I never thought she'd actually believe it. She must have some serious doubts about your relationship.
Having her heart broken by Ken, Barbie decided to go to Paris, breaking up contact with him entirely. And only after Barbie saved her Aunt Millicent fashion house had Ken have one play, a hitchhiking, a missed train, and having his pen ripped before another play. the couple could finally get back together. Seriously, only Raquel can do that much chaos. Barbie, a fairy secret. Picking up on my love in Barbie, a fashion fairy tale, we now get to know that both Raquel and Barbie are famous actresses, with Raquel being less popular than Barbie, in contrast to her character in the Barbie Diaries. The plot started taking action when Ken got kidnapped for marriage by the fairy princess Graciela, which revealed that he was under a love potion spell casted by Crystal, her assistant. With the help of Taylor and Carrie, Barbie's stylist, they are able to get the antidote from Jillian, a powerful fairy, and successfully teleport to Los Angeles. After some clip-on wing shopping, they make their way toward Graciela Palace, passing through all the security and disguise themselves to sneak in. We come to realize that Taylor and Carrie are Graciela's ex-best friends that got banished from Los Angeles after Crystal exposed their disguise. In anger, Graciela locked them up in unescapable Fury Spear cage and started off the wedding early. While being trapped in the cage, Raquel and Barbie finally opened up to each other and became friends, earning themselves real fairy wings and breaking out of the dungeon. They solved the wedding just in time, released Graciela from Crystal Love Potion, and saved Ken. Graciela tells them they could come back to Los Angeles anytime as long as they kept it a secret, which Raquel refused.
The fairy secret is huge! We can't keep it to ourselves. The paparazzi will go nuts for it. It'll mean huge publicity for me and Barbie. It'll be great for our careers, am I right?
I don't know, Raquel.
Leading to Graciela erasing their memories and teleporting them back home. Always under Barbie's shadow, Raquel appeared to be mean, jealous, and hateful toward Barbie. Self-aware of her action but never got a chance to talk things out with Barbie, the journey to Los Angeles came out to be very helpful, realizing that they work better as a team and start gaining trust from each other in the process.
You are the best rider there, and horses trust you. If you lead the way, I know we can make it to the palace in time to save Ken.
But if I mess up and we get caught by one of those tornadoes,
I don't believe that will happen. If you lead, I'll follow. Me too! I will too!
Definitely a more complex take on Raquel in making her a sympathetic character. The cage scene come out at no surprise to be the highlight of the movie. Deep down, all Raquel ever wanted was to become a friend of Barbie. In fact, both of them were. But it all came to the lack of communication and Raquel's insecurity where it fell.
Time I smiled at you, you glared and turned away.
yeah, because I knew you didn't like me.
I didn't even know you. You wouldn't say 2 words to me.
Because I was shy. And maybe I was a little insecure. Maybe I am a little insecure sometimes. So maybe when I thought you didn't like me, I started being mean to you so I'd be the one doing the rejecting.
As we're getting to know a more vulnerable side of Raquel, it's still very rewarded when we finally get to see Barbie and Raquel become friends at the end. Throughout their entire movie, Raquel's outfit always has an accent of purple, the color of royalty, a nod to her vain and materialistic personality. In her final fairy form, Mattel art director Pam Frosa actually took inspiration from Art Nouveau glassware to design both Barbie and Raquel wings. However, I find it doesn't translate well into the doll. The fabric wing looks somewhat cheap and underwhelmed, especially for Raquel. I wish they were going for the prototype version, in which they make her wing look much more elaborate and had a shimmery shine. Barbie Life in the Dreamhouse. If you are unfamiliar with Barbie Life in the Dreamhouse premise, it's just simple as this. The show is a parody and a satire of the Barbie universe where every character's personality is exaggerated for comedic purpose. Such as Barbie herself is being described as the ultimate doll with over 126 career, a group of supportive friends, and no flaw whatsoever. while remaining humble and staying ridiculously kind toward Raquel, who is still the spiteful and scheming Raquel as we know and love, but now actively doing her best to overthrow Barbie, which most of the time it backfires. As a kid, we only see Raquel and Barbie dynamic as the classic good versus evil. But as we grow older, Barbie's perfect image can be a bit annoying, and Raquel being imperfect could be more relatable to most of us. Plus, compared to the rest of the cast, Raquel being loud and over the top just makes her a very entertaining character. It seems that Raquel's only real motivation in the show is to compete with Barbie. As shown in one episode, Bizarro Barbie, Raquel gets stuck into a parallel universe where she takes on the role of Barbie. But although having everything she ever wanted, Raquel still has the need to compete with Barbie.
But other than that, it's everything I've ever wanted! So why aren't I satisfied? What's the fun in life if I can't compete with Barbie, trade insults with Nikki, and scheme and plot the way I was born to do? Ah! I made a mistake!
I bet that even though she never admitted it, Raquel did enjoy Barbie as one of her frenemies. As a satirical version of Raquel, the color gold and purple would no wonder make a reappear in her wardrobe, also including an excessive amount of animal friends, once again symbolizing Raquel's wealth and her love for material value. But something worth mentioning is Raquel's many red assemble throughout the show. We usually see red symbol power in films, so the choice for Raquel to wear red frequently in the show indicate her to be a much more hungry for power version of Raquel. Although she makes significantly less impact on the Barbie brand compared to other characters like Nikki or Teresa, who was later on still get featured in Barbie Dreamhouse Adventure, black hair Raquel herself has perfectly defined a much more glamorous Barbie era, which would be greatly missed. So what were your first initial thoughts on Raquel when you were younger? Love her or hate her? Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you soon. Bye!